Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. Great to have you in the conversation. Number to call, 888-589-8840. Let's grab a call from David in Jacksonville, Florida. David called before the end of the last hour. We've been waiting patiently. David, thanks for calling and thanks for waiting. David, Jacksonville, Florida, what's on your mind?
I just want to bring up a couple little points when you're talking about this race issue.
Uh-huh.
I've called in before, and about a year or so ago, and you were making a point about a certain representative we have down here, Miss Corrine Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And around the time Marco Rubio, who's also in Florida, got in, they had I guess him and her had a little dispute in the House Senate down here in Florida, and they made the comment, oh, he's just a white man playing white man politics, and they told her, actually, he's Hispanic, and her exact quote was, well, they all look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are the same people who say, if you're white and you're from the South and you don't support Obama, you're racist. But these are the also same people who said, we voted for Obama because we wanted to vote for the first black president. In that itself, is that not a racist comment or an idea?
Well, you know, and you're absolutely right, David. To vote for somebody based on the color of their skin is racism. That's all it is. It's basing your preference and your judgment on skin color and not on substance. I appreciate the call, David. But Martin Luther King Jr. said, look, I dream of the day. I want you to judge my kids. That's very significant to understand. He says, I dream of the day, I look forward to the day when my children will not be judged according to the color of their skin, but on the content of their character. He says, I want you to judge my children. It is appropriate for you to make assessments about the character and the integrity of my children. I invite that. That kind of judgment is appropriate. It's fine. We all ought to be assessed based on the content of our character. That's fine. That's good. That's proper. It is wrong, he said. And I agree with Martin Luther King Jr. 100%. It is wrong to make a judgment about a man based on the color of his skin rather than his conduct and his character. So if you decide to vote for somebody because he's white and his opponent is black, that's racism. If that's your basis for making that decision, that's racism. You're making your decision based not on their policies, not on what they stand for, not on what they believe, not on what they will advocate for, but on the color of their skin. Same thing is true in reverse. If you vote for a man because he is black and you vote for him because he is black and his opponent is white, and that's the reason for your vote, then that's racism because you're basing your vote on the color of skin color, and not on content of character and policy. And Martin Luther King Jr. said that's absolutely wrong to do that. It doesn't matter what the color of a man's skin is. Our judgment ought to be based on character. All right, listen, I appreciate that call. One other thing, again, number to call, 888-589-8840. Let's grab, Rob, if we can, clip number 4, the James Carville clip. And James Carville is a pretty shrewd guy. I obviously don't agree with everything he says, but he's a pretty shrewd guy and kind of analyzing the political landscape. And this is what he has to say about the GOP in 2016. Now, we have just seen the Nevada Republican Party has jettisoned social issues. They met over the weekend and they said, we are getting rid of anything in our platform that deals with the sanctity of life and the sanctity of marriage. That's gone. That's history. That's out of here. That's toast. We are no longer the party of family values in the state of Nevada. That's their state GOP. They've dumped sanctity of life and they have dumped the sanctity of marriage. And again, this is all in their desire to be more inclusive and have the big tent. Well, I'll tell you, they go this route, and this is the trend. There's going to be pressure now on the national GOP to do the same thing to get rid of social values. I will flat out guarantee you they will not have a big tent if they do this. They will have no tent whatsoever. I mean, the Republican Party in Nevada has now given absolutely no reason for social conservatives to belong to the party, to support them, to give to the party, to work on behalf of the party, to elect candidates that carry the Republican banner. None. Zero. So social conservatives in Nevada, if they're smart, they say to the Republican Party, see you later. Sayonara. We're out of here. We only want to belong to a political party that stands for the values that we think are central to the moral health of this country. You're not willing to do it. We are gone. And that's going to be pressure on the national GOP to do the same thing. Now, here's Carville talking about 2016, and I think maybe he's right in this assessment. Let's listen.
It'll be the dominant issue. Fast forward to January 2016. The most likely, not the only scenario, is Hillary Clinton is the presumptive Democratic nominee. Everybody's going to have a poll showing how they fare in the general election against Hillary. That is going to be, they're not going to not nominate somebody because of Common Core. Trust me. The party knows, and I use this word advisedly, that if it loses the 2016 presidential election, the Republican Party, as we know it today, will be extinct.
We heard that in 2008.
This will be the 6 out of 7th election they've lost the popular vote. That Republicans want to win this. And they will do, that's going to be the biggest issue in January 2016. I can beat Hillary Clinton. We have to win this election.
All right, so that's James Carville. You know, and I predicted in 2012, I predicted in the fall of 2012, that if the Republican Party lost in 2012 because they ran a moderate on social issues, Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan, they were moderates. They went to the Values Voter Summit in D.C., the safest environment in the country to talk about marriage and sanctity of life, barely touched it. I mean, I could not believe how agitated I was walking out of that ballroom that day when they had the chance to talk about it and did not do it. Can't tell you how much that frosted me. Here's the safest place in America to talk about those issues, and they didn't do it. And I said, look, if they lose in 2012, they will lose because social conservatives stayed home and the Republican Party will be finished. It'll be finished as a political party. And I was exactly right. 4 million social conservatives, evangelical voters, just stayed home. They said there's nothing about Mitt Romney that excites me enough to make me drag my carcass out of the house and go to the polls. And James Carville says, look, same thing in 2016. He's putting it down 4 years. I said it in 2012. And my prediction may still come true. I mean, this may be part of the unfolding collapse of the Republican Party. What we're seeing in Nevada, I mean, their solution is almost in every case the wrong solution. The solution is not to have a stronger, more conservative message, be less apologetic, more persuasive, more assertive of your message of social conservatism. It's to ditch social conservatism altogether. Now, Nevada could just be the first domino to fall. I mean, they've dumped marriage. They've dumped abortion out of there. What reason would any evangelical in Nevada have for supporting the Republican Party? What does the Republican Party have to offer a social conservative in Nevada? They're trying to get as far away from our values as they possibly can. And there are a lot of people, the Karl Rove types, the Mitt Romney types, they would just assume that the Republican Party did the same thing with their national platform, dump those social issues altogether in the interest of being a big tent. And as I said, they try to get a big tent by eliminating abortion and the sanctity of marriage. They're going to wind up with no tent at all. They'll just have this pile of canvas with nothing underneath it, laying flat, deflated in the middle of a barren desert. Focal Point AFR Talk. We'll be right back. Stay with us.